Are you holding back from speaking your truth because you're afraid of what people might think? I completely get it because I've absolutely been there, and these are some things that I have picked up along the way that have really helped me navigate that. Number one of the biggest reasons why women water themselves down is because they're afraid of being disliked. But I've come to find that when you water yourself down, you're really actually not helping anybody. When you're in your full truth, people will be able to feel that from you, and it's going to attract the people who are meant to be in your life. And yes, it might repel people who are not meant to be in your life. I've definitely had people who have fallen away because of things that I have said. And yes, sometimes that can hurt. Yes, sometimes if you're a sensitive person, you can maybe wish that you hadn't have said something. But there's a quote that I love to kind of remember, and that is that you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So if you're being your true, authentic self, like the saying goes, your vibe attracts your tribe. So don't worry about the people who fall away. Those people weren't meant to stay with you. If there's something that I've learned is that people are in our lives sometimes for just a season and sometimes for a lifetime, which is typically pretty rare. And in your process of evolution and growth, it's going to happen where people are going to fall away. And I just kind of look at it from this standpoint as bless and release. I'm not really worried about it because I just always trust that the people who are meant to find me will find me, and the ones that fall away just weren't meant to come alongside me in this next step of this journey. And sometimes people will grow with you and they'll come along with you as you grow too. So the second thing that I would remind you of is that you want to speak from your soul, your heart, and not your head, because oftentimes your head, your logic is going to be the part that's going to try and convince you to keep yourself small. But your heart and your being in your soul, you can feel what your message is. Usually there's a message that's sort of like bubbling up inside of you, and you know that you're supposed to share it with the world, but there's some part of you, your fears and your people pleasing, it's trying to keep that message down. So if you stay tuned in, drop into your heart, really feel into your soul, and pay attention to that gut instinct, that's what you want to pay attention to. So anytime that you notice a conversation in your head that's like, maybe I shouldn't say that, if it's fear-based, if it's shame-based, like I wouldn't want to say this because I'm too ashamed about it. Usually the things that we feel ashamed to share are oftentimes the most powerful things that can be the most impactful to other people. And yes, that means being vulnerable, but vulnerability is, I call it a superpower. Vulnerability is one of the most beautiful things that you have, and it's one of the most beautiful qualities that so many humans are craving, because we live in a world where there's so much fake, there's so much pretending, and there's so many people who are only showing the highlight reel and only showing the glamorous part of their life. And so people are really craving seeing that real, that raw, that vulnerable side of themselves. So definitely tune into your gut, tune into your soul as far as like what you should say and what you shouldn't say. But if you're feeling that it's something that should be said, you probably should say it. What was the other thing? Intuition, that's a big one. Let me think. I'm not the person that has this stuff down perfect. I know I should, but I'm a work in progress with these YouTube videos. That's me being vulnerable with you right now. Oh, I just remembered. So the other thing that I was going to say was that if there's something that's on your heart to share, what that actually means is that there is someone out there who has how do I describe this? It's like a call for what you have to share. So if you're feeling inspired to share something, what that literally means is there's someone out there who is really hungering for what it is that you have to say. It's an energetic thing. It's a frequency thing. So think of it as someone out there is crying out for what you have to offer, your message, your truth, your experiences, your wisdom, and they're on this frequency on the radio dial. Let's say it's like a 102.2, and your message is kind of sending beams out, and that person is wanting what you have. And so when they can tune into your signal, then they will receive your message. So it's super important that your message is actually being put out there so that the people who are trying to tune into your signal are able to find it. To me, that to me is everything, because there's someone out there that needs to hear exactly what you have to say in exactly the way that you have to say it. And believe me, I haven't wanted to record these YouTube videos because I'm not a super polished speaker. I'm just brand new starting to do these. So I had every excuse in the book to not be saying these things and to say, like, there's people who do this way better. They don't fumble over their words the way that I do. They have fancier backgrounds and cooler spaces to do their videos from. And, I feel like I'm a little bit of a hot mess here, just kind of figuring things out. But I'm really hoping that my message is going to land with someone so that you can feel complete permission and complete confidence in sharing your message, being your authentic self, knowing that the people, oh my gosh, see what I mean? That the people who are meant to find you are going to find you. Your message is going to be perfect for them, and everybody else really doesn't matter. Like, we love them, but it really doesn't matter. You're here to talk to the people who want what you have to say. Mwah.